Hello, I hope you're all well. Welcome to my channel. So this is where I talk about twin flame process, and this is going to be a reading for the new moon, supermoon in Aries, which is on Monday, the 8th of April in the UK. And then at the end of the reading, I'm going to put out a personal message in regard to my own process. So what I have already, and before I start, just to remind everyone, if you've not listened to me before, that the reading is channeled. So this information is not my opinion or my thoughts. It is coming straight from source, Pleiadian, if you like, guidance. And obviously it comes through me. So, it's kind of tinged with my own personality at times. But that's about it, right? So what's already happened, and this is this weekend basically, in the build up to this moon, is that we were in Pisces. We're in a moon in Pisces, which is about deep cleaning and deep clearing, and between you and your twin, basically. So this is going to arise in your life, however it's able to, for you to basically turn dark to light. So it's going to be, it can come up in so many different ways for different people. It's the acknowledgement of your true emotions, which may be masked by a darker kind of energy. So it could be sadness that's masked by grief. It could be grief that's masked by anger. It's kind of like what's hidden has got to be brought to the surface. It's like diving deep to the bottom of the sea and bringing gold back up. So it's enlightenment, basically. So the clearing in Pisces is about enlightenment in Aries. So we're going to go from this really deep dive, clearing-wise, and then we're going to come up and race towards the sun, which is the fire and the light that comes in Aries. Aries is masculine, and it's very much representative of the vibrational connection between twins. It's coming through in on the 8th, which is the connection between twins as well. So it is going to be about really finding the gold, the truth that lies within, and acknowledging a lot about self in terms of how you are maybe positioned in relation to how you get triggered, what that's really about. So say that you have been in separation from your twin for some time, and you get angry about small things, you get irritated about small things, or things that may seem important and seem like the end of the world, when really they're not very consequential at all in terms of, how you could maybe be feeling good. So, and really the triggers, what they're about, therefore, is about the fact that you've been apart from someone for so long. Something like that, a distance from someone. Unrequited love, they're saying. So it's maybe really about that's hidden, in the depths of your emotions. So as the feminine clears through, the feminine's always working on behalf of the masculine because you're connected vibrationally. So the feminine work is always clearing the vibration for the masculine to come through. So the masculine is coming through in many different ways, right? Because it's their trajectory, it's their process. So it's not coming through you necessarily, it's about them coming through their process. So they're coming through their clearing. So they're coming through into awareness and acknowledgement of their own true emotions. They're coming through into awareness and acknowledgement of how their own mind works and how that it can set them against themselves by maybe taking them to a darker place where everything feels negative and seems negative. And because you're twins and you're connected in every way, you're also connected in how the physical mainstream, the mainframe, is presenting itself to you. So triggers will come through as and when necessary to trigger you. And that's what it's all really about. So nothing is what it seems in your physical domain. Nothing happens just random or coincidentally. It's all carefully planned so that you can move through this process, clearing through what is basically any feeling of lack. So any feeling of lack could be feeling lonely, could be feeling hard done by, it could be feeling not good enough, it could be feeling ashamed of yourself, it could be feeling sorry for yourself. It's all these different kind of lack emotions that the masculine has to deal with inside of themselves that stops them from being able to move forward into a happier physical life. So for them to move into a physical existence where they're surrounded by happiness, they have to clear through these feelings of lack. So in the feminine's environment, you're going to experience being brought face to face with where you are able to therefore feel a sense of lack and deal with it somehow inside yourself and come to a better feeling place around it. So by resolving it inside yourself, you're helping the masculine resolve it inside themselves. I mean, not really helping, you are making them. It's happening for them because it's going through you. So everybody that is going through twin flame process is a channel, basically, because you channel your twin and therefore you're channeling energy that's not, not of the individual, it's of the, it's connected. So, ultimately we're all connected at source. So we're all one, everybody's single, every living dead person. But twin flames are here representing that connection to source. So you are a channel for your twin, and it's the same as being connected to everything, except it's just through the one person. So you're brought into awareness of a lot of truth, because of course being connected to source is the truth. But a lot of people deny it and they live in ego and they want to make their minds up about things, They want to try to decide things and make their minds up and have an opinion, which is a projection of thought. Whereas really, opinions don't really count. The truth really is that we're all connected and we're all one, and therefore you and your twin as a representation of that oneness in vibration are connected. So however your twin flame process is working its way through your life is however it's meant to be, and nothing is ever wrong in what you're experiencing. It's just the experience of the twin flame connection. So it's going to be what it's going to be, and it's going to move from, it's going to move in different ways for different people. You're going to experience different things. You're going to experience resistance coming through in different ways. It's all resistance, right? Resistance is what they've said before. It's like when you feel negative or you feel low or you feel lack or you feel sorrow, if you feel sad, it's resistance against feeling happy. And when you're clearing through twin flame process, you're clearing through the unhappiness of the other one. So even when you're really happy, you can suddenly drop right down and start to feel unhappy because you're clearing through the other one, the one you're connected to, which is a bit like this Pisces. It's like you're going to drop right back down. You might find yourself revisiting yet again emotions that you thought you'd let go of. Maybe revisiting because it comes through every way. It might be a way that you talk to yourself inside your head that you'd let go of, Maybe a way that you talk to yourself with unlove, or about things with unlove. A lot of it, when I experience it, comes through as in, I hate my life, I don't want to be here, I want to go home. It's unlove, right? But it's like, and it can come just out of the blue. And it's not me, it's him. Because I'm thriving in my life. So, and it can come through your physical existence. It can manifest in the physical in different ways. Resistance can come through pain in the body. Irritable, nagging, gnawing pain in the body, you know, that doesn't go away, that you're like, oh God, I thought this pain had gone, and it's back again, you know. And particularly in Pisces, it might come back to be healed. It comes up and you feel it again, because it's part of the healing. You can't heal without feeling it. So it's emotions, mental, physical. But really it's all vibrational, because it's all about your twin flame connection. So it's all about the connection. And, you know, yeah. So that's what we've got, Pisces. Right, and that's right now, and has been for the past couple of days. So you might have experienced that over the past couple of days and still now. And then as we move into Aries, as they say, it's like soaring upwards towards the sun. And they're saying something is emerging, and it's like grabbing hold of something. It's the masculine arising up and reaching the sun. So they're reaching a really high level of understanding of self. And the masculine in Aries is represented by the King of Wands, which is about mastery. So it's the mastery that comes vibrationally for the masculine. So you can have, it's like having all your ducks in a row, right? When you've got all your ducks in a row, you feel perfectly content and at ease with being alive. And nothing is wrong. And it's not like you're aspiring for anything to make your life better, or you're trying to like fix something that's broken. It's just that everything feels hunky-dory, right, and fine and dandy, they're saying. So, and having all your ducks in a row is, you know, we say like you're connected through your emotions, your mentality, your physicality. It's all of that really, just kind of going away. So there's no like particular emotional need or emotional requirement or like residual kind of, you know, again, nagging, gnawing, where you've been emotionally, like what you felt like yesterday or 5 years ago or 3 months ago or 3 days ago. It's all gone when we get into Aries, and it's a clean slate. And the same with mentality. So in whatever way you might find yourself talking to yourself inside your head, will be gone as we get into Aries. Clean slate. Same physically. So if you've got a gnawing, nagging pain going on, or a headache or something, or a resurgence of some allergy, or, you know, it's not the end of the world, because it'll be gone in Aries. Now, some people go through process past this point. Not everybody finishes process at the same point, but everybody goes through process. So you might then go through a few more moons where you find, you know, you're revisiting all this stuff again. You don't know how many until you know how many. Others might finish at this moon, and it might be that's it, and it's so high, the masculine reach is so high that it's completely cleared. But whatever it is that, you know, happens, whatever goes on with the moons is always going to come back round again, and at some of the time we'll go through something that's, this is a really worthy moon for the masculine, right? So we're talking about self-worth. So, and then rising high into self-worth, basically. Feeling like locked and loaded, they just said. That King of Wands energy, which is just in mastery of like they're feeling good, their mind, their physical, you know, how they feel in their physical body, like feeling bouncy, feeling virile, feeling youthful, feeling bountiful. And, you know, and of course it's vibrational really. So it's like the unmasking of the self really. It's like all this stuff that you go through in twin flame process is not real. It's all just a process. So all the feeling bad and all the feeling down and all the mental aggression and all the aches and pains is just part of a process. And when it's stripped away, you just feel a state of abundance. It's like you're floating in the air, and you're not, you know, but you're feeling so great. It's like a grounded floatingness, you know. So it's a freedom. It's a being set free of what it has been to go through this process. So we're reaching that point. However long that lasts for, in whatever masculine it is different for everybody, I suppose, because everybody goes through it different ways. Right, we've got love showing up underneath. So it's all about love. So, very much in Pisces. If you're nearing the end of your process, or at the end of your process, feminines, what you're going to understand about yourself is whatever it is that's coming up, you're going to be able to see through it. So you're going to be like, I'm getting angry, but I'm not really angry. Or I'm feeling like that feeling of worthlessness, but I'm not really feeling worthless. It's like you almost can see through it. Because at the end of the healing, the feminine is so in her power, or his power, and so in a state of thriving that nothing really, even this process, can't really pull you away from that. You are so there in your own state of well-being that even the process is like a mirage. Is that the right word? Like a illusion, And so you can see it clearly. You're like, this triggering is trying to make me angry. And yeah, I'm kind of acting a bit angry, but I'm not really angry. It's like, this is weird because it's like a duality that you're able to experience if you've nearly finished your process or you have about to finish a process. So we got that. And then, of course, in Aries, it's all about the masculine. And in that case, it's all about the masculine coming back. So maybe that's going to happen for you, or maybe it's nearly going to happen for you, or maybe they nearly reach out, or maybe they do reach out. But in whatever level, that's not really up to the feminine. That's when that happens to the masculine, and it's like bingo. And it's the red button is pushed, and we have lift off. And that's, the feminine gets it there, but it's in and out. It's an 8. It's infinite. Feels like, it's going on forever, right? And it's not a waiting game. We use the word waiting, but it's not, because you're constantly moving. People think waiting is, they're judging it by other people's lives and what goes on with other people's lives, but other people aren't going through twin flame process. Waiting in twin flame process, it would look from a normal perspective that you're waiting. I move in a figure of 8 through my house, constantly moving. I'm clearing. I'm constantly moving and clearing. Right? It comes up in different ways in the physical environment, my emotional environment, inside myself, in my mentality. Clearing. It's not waiting, it's clearing. So, but the clearing happens in the feminine, and then when it's cleared enough, the red button is pushed, and the masculine jumps out of the jack in a box. Like the Joker, a brand new journey, 0 point, right? Bingo! Okay, so let's get the cards out. Ooh. Right, so we've got 8 of Cups, which is love comes from love. So it's like the propelling. You are being propelled through this understanding, through this completion point of only love can only come from love. So like when the feminine is going through this, I can see myself getting angry. I'm experiencing anger. I'm acting angrily, but I'm not really in that. That's not my energy. Vibrationally, I feel at one with myself, and I'm really quite happy. You see, because when you're vibrationally at one, but you're going through twin flame process, what shows up in the process from the masculine is not what is in the vibration of the feminine at the other end of the 8. Only love can come from love. So the feminine is a state of thriving, which is a state of love, loving life. Not like you're not writing a poster about it or a book about it. You're not waving a banner about it. You're not maybe encouraging other people to get on board with it. But you in yourself are in a state of well-being around what it is to be alive. Which is all it is a feeling good of being, which just means the lack of feeling bad of being alive. So it just means you're feeling okay, you feel good, you feel down to earth, you feel grounded, you feel sane, right? So we've got that. Page of Swords, which is message and information coming through, things coming to light. So, you are revealing the light within yourself. You are maybe revealing I don't really feel angry about that at all. So why am I behaving angrily? Well, maybe I'll just stop. Maybe that's just tiring me out. Things like that. Why am I talking to myself this way in my head? Why am I repeating this same thing that I've maybe said before, which is like, believing, trying to like coerce through the ego a belief that I have some kind of get out clause of this process. You have no get out clause. You're going through twin flame process. You can't just suddenly say, okay, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to go and live a normal life over there, or what appears to be a normal life, because you're going through process. So maybe it's the cutting off finally of that, like trying to get out of it inside your head. That's the information coming through that way. So we've got heart and we've got head. Right, and it's like end, like number one in the page, and end a beginning. So maybe it's just like, you know, the ending of a way that you think. It's small, it's ego, it's like, you know, it could be some like irritable way that you talk to yourself in your head with repetition, repetitively, if that's even a word. Okay, and then we've got the tower, which is a huge kick-off point, right? That's the red button being pressed. And the masculine's falling out of the tower. It's like ejector seat, right? Like they're saying when it's time and the feminine's cleared enough. It's almost a feeling of just having had enough, but not in that negative way of like really angry because I've just had enough. Just like, that's it. I can't go anywhere with this anymore. I can't go anywhere with it. I can't go anywhere with it emotionally. I can't go anywhere with it mentally. Physically, you know, it's like seeing the illusion of the physical, you know, it's like, or maybe the illusion of the physical, like something showing up on your face, like a rash. And it's like you're seeing it and you're like, that's not really there. I know that's not really there. I'm perfectly healthy. There's nothing wrong with me. And rather than being like worried and scared about it, you're more kind of like, oh God, just go away. You know, stop. Resistance is showing up on my face. Just like, you know, that's enough. Enough with the resistance, right? With the lack of feeling good in the masculine. Because I'm thriving and I don't want that rash on my face anymore. Something like that, as simple as that, right? Is maybe what it's for the feminine, is how it's going to appear at this in this healing, because it's a happy healing, right? It's a happy healing. It feels like you're just like you're not going to do it anymore. And then we got the ejector seat. So we got the masculine propelled out of their safety net, their safety zone, right, where they're sitting in a small room with the doors locked and the blinds pulled down and hugging their knees and rocking back and forth going, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it, right? It's like, yes you will, says God, because they're also guided by source. They're going through process. They haven't got a choice. It's not a choice. At some point they will just be, the red button will be pressed and they will do what they've got to do, because they've got to do it because it's what they're here for. Right, so it's not up to them. And timing, Wheel of Fortune. So we've got that opportunity coming round again in the Aries. This is a really, really strong opportunity. So if you're feeling like this is you in this feminine existence, that you're feeling like I'm thriving, I'm happy, I don't give a shit about it all anymore, I'm not interested in it anymore, I don't want to hear all the ins and outs of it from anybody else, I don't have an opinion on it anymore, I'm not bothered about it anymore, I don't want to be included anymore, I'm unsubscribing from this channel now. You know, if you're like there, then you're there, right? To be concerned about it is to be worried about it, is to be in some way looking for an answer that would cure your fear. So if you're no longer searching, then you are there, basically. Feminine. Right, in the middle we've got clarity, the Knight of Swords. So we've got all this mental like energy in the middle of the reading, which is just, you know, what is it that needs to be cleared and healed in the masculine? It's the mind, it is the ego, it is the impurity of the thoughts. And I don't mean in some like moralistic way, I mean in a where the thoughts are negative, you know, are self-harming, are the mind turns on the person against themselves, right? The clearing and the healing with the happiness in the feminine and the reaching this potential in the feminine to really like blast through any bullshit of like recrimination, self-reproach in the masculine. Because what the feminine feels and goes through is what's propelling the masculine forward into this, out of this illusion of self-harm, right? So where they're trying to like keep them daggers sticking into themselves, of like hurting themselves with their own thoughts. And you know what that is like. I'm not good enough. I can't do this. I've never been good enough. People don't like me. Whatever way it comes through in them. Lots of ways like that. I made a mess of my life. There's another one. I never made anything of my life. Well, your life's not over till it started, and it hasn't started yet till you come back. So, because it's what it feels like until you come back. Till you come back to love, it feels like life is not even relevant in a lot of ways. So they've got to come back because they've got to come back because they've got to come back because that's what they're going through. It's not about choice point. There's no choice point. King of Swords, the mind of the masculine, right? It's pushing right through into their, it's pushing through everything. It's pushing through all their preconceived ideas that they've been like toying with in their masculine brain, you know, all the illusions of the masculine that they've been dealing with inside their brain, or the self-limitation, self-recrimination, self-reproach, all this stuff, right? Self-reprimanding, all this stuff is pushing through all of that to bring them into the light. We've got all the light here, loads of light coming in. And this is light as well, because love comes from love. And then we've got Knight of Cups, which is more love, and it's love coming forward. In the night, it's the movement, so it's coming through the clarity. It's like, just boils down to a question of, well, what do you really love? Love comes from love, and what do you really love? So if you really love it, then why are you not having it in your life? Why have you not engineered? If you've got a choice, what your choice is to have that in your life? What is there beyond that? You can't choose what you love because you just love what you love. It's not a choice point. You can't choose the people you love. You can't say, well, I'd rather love her over there because she looks like she's got it all together and she's not going to be a problem for me. No, you can't choose like that. You get together with her, you find out she's a big old narcissist. Before you know it, you're back in that room again, rocking backwards and forwards. Go, what did I do to myself? Right? You've got to love what love is. What love is there for you. Who loves you with an open heart? It's your twin. Right, Page of Swords, Knight of Swords, and then we've got relationships. So it's clarity about relationship, basically. They just said going for the big one. So it's like the big relationship. The one that's going to take all your resources, they just said. So this is resourcefulness in the masculine. It's like the mind that's been used for like self-reproach to be put to good use. It's like instead of an inward with the knives of the mind, it's an outward. And once you're like outward, your thinking takes you anywhere you want to go. It takes you into a bigger, better existence, right? As you start pushing outwards. The feminine might have noticed she's pushing outwards. Or with her mind, even with her existence. Maybe you've been going through changes, like your life has started to change in small ways, and you started being guided. I say aloud because you're only ever going to be guided into twin flame process. No matter how much you try to go down the B road, you're always going to be redirected to your A road by your guides. Until they're pretty much shut off all the roads and you've only on the one road and that's the road you're on, and you're like, oh my god, I'm only on this road but I can't get off it. Which again is why people see it as waiting, but it isn't. It's just that you're narrowed down to being only on the one road. And then but as you come into your complete sense of well-being, little roads start to open up. It's like a plant growing branches. You know, little branches start to come off you that are going to allow you to move, to like expand your life a little bit. But it's not you going back to the twin. That's not one of the branches. Because that's not how it works. Right? That can't be, you cannot have that. Because then where is it? the arrival in the masculine of the understanding that they've got to have what they want. Otherwise, it's still you going after what you want, and you already know what you want, and you've done it before probably, and you've tried it several times to reach out and probably been rejected or had little success. And the way it works is by the masculine going, aha. They call it waking up, right? Aha. Well, that's what I've got to have in my life, because that's what I love. And if life grows through love. It doesn't grow through fear and misery. So your life will not expand. The masculine's life will not expand until the feminine has moved into this sphere of existence where they're loving their life. And their life is expanding. And then the masculine, the button is pressed. And they like spring back to what they love. Last one here. Well, we've got more love, Page of Cups, which is like small offering of love, basically, and the start of something small. So maybe without fanfare, maybe without drama, maybe really unexpectedly and under the radar, and maybe just quietly and silently, the masculine is going to come through. And by the time the feminine is in the position for the masculine to come through, in the position emotionally, mentally, physically, vibrationally, she's in a place where she doesn't require a fanfare. She probably doesn't even want or desire a fanfare of an arrival. She just wants an easy life because she knows an easy life is what feels good, right? Without all the intense ups and downs of the drama of what is not an easy life, which is what constant chaos feels like, right? Ups and downs. And sometimes it's in yourself, right, when you get triggered by something and then you go into chaos inside yourself and you're doing the up and down. So for the feminine in this healing in Pisces to be faced again with a trigger, and maybe it is about, this is how you go up and down. Are you going to go up and down? Or are you just going to go like, you know what? It's almost like I just can't be bothered to be triggered anymore. I just can't be bothered with the chaos inside my head when I get triggered. Something like that, right? And this feels a lot easier. Underneath, let go. Six of Swords, so we've got a huge let go underneath the clarity coming in. So it's the letting go of what it feels like to be in chaos inside yourself, basically, for the feminine. It's just it's a very easing out, like the Page of Cups. It's not a huge thing. You know, like the mind, the ego always thinks it's in charge of everything. So it makes really grandiose propositions to the self. It'll say things to self like, I am never going through that again. When you get triggered, you know, because the mind thinks it has the authority to make that declaration and stick to that declaration. But it doesn't, because the ego does not control the person. And particularly a person who's manifested into a person to go through twin flame process. Love. Love is the requirement. And love is a let go of the ego. It's to let go of anything that has a hard edge. It's to let go of anything that would set an example or have a routine, right? It's to let go of anything that has an agenda or anything that has a strict protocol to be observed, right? It's the let go of the ego is a go with the flow. It's to see how it goes. It's like, you know, let's not worry about that right now. Because the first stage of not worrying at all is just don't worry about it right now and see how it goes. And you see how it goes and you realise, oh, you know what, I didn't need to worry about that. It's a good job I didn't worry about it then, isn't it? And then the next thing comes along and it's like, you're going to worry about this one? Yes, this must not happen again. I'm really going to worry about this. I can't have this in my life. Right, and then until you've gone through all these let goes of that and you're in a state of flow, where you're going with the flow and you're allowing your guidance to just, you know, limit your ego basically and use it just for what it's good for. Packing boxes, organising cupboards, nothing wrong with that. Right, Right, so we've got the let go underneath the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords again. The King of Cups, which is the heart of the masculine. So it's clarity around the masculine's heart and what they want in the heart, what they love, right? Clarity of what the masculine loves. And an adherence to that policy, basically, the policy of the heart, right? The heart will have what the heart wants. That's the answer. It's the answer to life. Six of Swords underneath. Rebirth in the Empress. So rebirth of the masculine after a full let go. Eight of Cups, love comes from love. The masculine, wounded warrior, the Nine of Wands. So the masculine at the end of their process. Right, it says about as low as you can go before you come back up. In Pisces and opposite of Aries, it's about the lowest in Pisces you can get, because Pisces is a healing, really healing, deep healing, cleaning. I mean, you could say, yeah, Scorpio's pretty deep and watery. But anyway, Pisces and up into Aries, which is really strong for the masculine. So it's a strong comeback. Right, it's like it's like a boxing match and he's going to suddenly get up and win in the third round or something after being down and out, counted out. Right, and then we've got Page of Cups and happiness and celebrations and reasons to feel joy, you know, just simple. Page of Cups is just the simple pleasures of life, right? It's just simple, like what's shown up on your doorstep, you know. Is it like how easy it might be to breathe and how easy it might be to, like, you know, feel comfortable in your seat or, you know, just simple, easy things that are the pleasures of life, basically. There's something coming through in that respect. And we've got it coming through the masculine here. And it's clearing, basically, through the masculine. So it feels like they've gone through all the big stuff, you know? Like the reasons to really detest life or detest themselves. And they're moving through into, you know, what it feels like to feel good to be alive in the small ways here. And then it feels like from there it's like, okay, so this feels good and this feels good and this feels good. Well, I want more of this feeling good. Love comes from love. How can I get more of this feeling good in my life? Ready for more feeling love, the clarity here, ready for more feeling good and feeling love is what they want. And then we've got the blast off over here in the Tower, ending of the Ten of Swords. So that's all the knives that go into the self, right? All the wounding that the ego causes. Or the self-punishment, self-flagellation that goes on in the masculine. We've got an ending of that. That's two endings. The Tower is a massive ending. The Ten of Swords is an ending of the ego. And the Tower is a blast-off. An ending and a blast-off. This is romantic love down here. Let's get one of these out. Have I got two out? One. The Sun. So we had this last time, right? The Sun is Jesus, the Son of God, basically, which is just the Sun, the Sun God. So it's the Sun's back, right? It came back last week, I think, and we had all that was said in that reading last week about the sun coming back, the light coming back, and then this is love, romance coming on that. And Aries is a fire sign and it's masculine. And we said at the beginning of this, didn't we, about the masculine jumping, you know, like deep dive to the bottom of Pisces, collect the gold, and then like, who is that god that leaps the sun god? Is it Icarus or something? Another sun god, you know, the one that flies close to the sun. That's the one. So it's like flying really close to the sun for the masculine. It's about as high as they can get then in this supermoon that's coming, propelling them upwards towards what they love, to have more of what they love. It's really down here, right? And then it's really up here. And it's coming through this huge clarity that's coming here. It's also finding the light in the Knight of Swords. Page of Swords. Divine love. So your information, I mean, this is, it's like they're saying the information on your own process, basically, coming inside of yourself and how you are healing your ego. So, seeing through the veneer of the thoughts to what is the truth of yourself, and not being angry about things that you maybe once would have been really just uncontrollably angry about, because it's a better feeling place to be in a place of love and to not be feeling that anger. So there's a truth coming through about that, and it's coming through for the masculine. It's the releasing of resistance in the masculine, basically. So the masculine can have what they love. Instead of being angry about not having what they love and living without it, the clarity comes to have what they love, and they will experience less anger. Because not having what you love, resisting yourself from what you love, makes you angry. Well, we said right at the beginning, the emotion, getting triggered and irritable about small things is just masking the deeper reason, which is like, you have to own up to yourself and own what you love and say to yourself, yes, I love that person. And really, if I move forward to that person and make a connection with that person, then I'm going to feel a lot better than how I feel now, because I'm just angry all the time because I'm not with that person. And the feminine who's clearing through this feelings of the masculine, when she's finished clearing, she's ready, she's done. So he's got nowhere to go with it all. So he will literally spontaneously combust if he does not release himself. In this tower moment here, if he does not if the source presses the red button, he's blasting off, because there's nowhere else for him to go. The process is through, is finished, and it's like the process is like a really wide channel that as you go through it gets narrower and narrower and narrower and narrower and narrower. So at the end of the process, it's become so thin that there's no room for anything to move through anymore, no room for these emotions and this mentality to exist within the feminine. Rinse, repeat has done so many times, and there's just no more room for it. So the masculine has to be propelled forward. Hierophant. And then we got Nine of Cups, which is happiness and wishes and dreams fulfilled and happy conclusions in relationship, right? And really it's all about coming forward again. Nine is nearly complete, and it's like the cheers at just like cheers. When people say cheers because they're celebrating something happening, like a birth or a wedding, or it's that kind of energy on this thing that comes through the masculine. Timing. Yes, celebration. It's a celebration, they're saying there. And energy moving through. Aries again. Timing for the energy to bring the masculine through, for the cleared vibration. So the vibration is being cleared of the ego and the emotions. So the vibration is then representative of source, because source is devoid of human emotions and ego. It just is, right? It's just clear. It's just humming along, flow, energy. It is what it is. Nothing's getting rattled, nothing's getting riled. It's just purity in vibration, right? So all that clearing work that's been done is bringing through purity and vibration at this moon, the masculine, mastery, And we've got mastery in the king there, and we've got mastery in the king there, mastery of the mind, mastery of the heart. And then we've got Queen of Pentacles, which is the feminine, and the grounded feminine, who is the person who's watching this video. You are the grounded feminine, right? And it's all coming through you, and it's all manifesting into your environment in one way or another at this moon. And this is the mind of the masculine coming through. So again, you know, these thoughts, these negative thoughts, maybe you're going to notice this time that they're not you and that they are the masculine. Maybe you're going to notice more than you've ever noticed before that they're the masculine. Maybe it's like, you know, you're even having a conversation with the masculine in your head where you're just like, you know what? This is just, it's just done. You know, not grandiose. Because grandiose, the masculine taking over is when it's grandiose ego and it's like, I'm not going through this again. I will not do this again. Because it's really the representative, when the feminine does that, it's representative of the masculine going, I can't do it, I can't do it, right? But when it's boiled down to in the feminine, it's just like, ho-hum, there's nowhere for the masculine to go, right? It's finished. So that is the reading. I'm going to get one more out on this. Home, 4 of Wands we've got coming out. So it's coming home, basically. And they just started singing that football song, It's Coming Home. Right, so it's coming home in Aries for April. And that's that. 4 April, 4 we got there. Timing, energy moving through into your physical domain. So that's your physical domain, feminine. So that's what I'm going to leave you with. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I'm still doing readings. If anybody wants to get a reading, you can find out all about me on my website, and there's a link there for booking, to send a booking email, that kind of stuff. And then just wanted to say at the end of this reading that I'm not going to be putting out another reading for a while. So I just wanted to send you lots of love, and I hope you all have a really good process wherever you're at in your process. And I've got to just move on now to something completely different for a while. And I have put out all the information that I can possibly put out. And what's happening now with the videos is that it's just repeating things that I've already said before. I think I've said everything there is to say about the process in this way. And all the videos that I've already put out have got a lot of information for anybody that needs to know more about the process. And for now, there's nothing else for me to do. So I'm just being guided to just step back and leave it for a while. No doubt I'll be back at some point. But just in case anybody wonders why there's no more coming out, no more weeklies or moons or anything like that, that's why, just because it's all done, really. And there ain't no more else to say on the subject. Maybe at a later date there will be. But that's it. All right, so lots of love. Take care. But like I said, I'm still doing personal readings if anybody wants one. That's not stopping. Just not these community videos for a while. Lots of love. Take care. And see you sometime in the future, no doubt. Bye.